Only again to knock off. Egamo. If you knew root of an answer. I went to work to bed. I went to work to bed. Kediga melon madeja kolom no. Kediga melon madeja kolom no. Abongo bombule meriku. Abongo bombule meribe. I am kone. I am kone. Kediga melon madeja kolom no. Kediga melon madeja kolom no. Abongo bombule meriku. Abongo bombule meribe. I am kone. I am kone. Okay, you can buy it.
What's up, family and friends? Welcome to the Woke Nation, our national factual truth, where we feel free to share knowledge and spread the knowledge of factual truth without fear, without favor, and without faith. How are you? I want to share this important thing about our people, Africans, especially Africans living in Africa. It can apply to Africans living anywhere else. But I'm talking about our people, things that pressurizes us, or things that pressures us, things that drives us crazy, things that make us think, if we don't do certain things, or if we don't have certain things, life is meaningless. We can, we amount to nothing. Things that drives us into competition, comparison, covetousness, and when we don't have them, we think this life is meaningless, this life is useless, and all that. Because we have been miseducated, we have been lied to about everything. So you see today people going to people to tell them the purpose of their life, to tell them how to live, because they are confused. They did not grow up living with their parents no more. Now their parents are training them as slaves. So they grew up obedient slaves. Slaves are wishful thinkers. Slaves don't think for themselves. Slaves are limited. Slaves see themselves as nothing without someone else or something else. Slaves don't know their life. Slaves don't even know their history. They lie to slaves. And many slaves today are happy slaves, believing the lies the slave master taught them, believing the lies even their own slavery taught them. Instead of them to learn to research, or learn through researching or studying, they choose to believe. Say, I still believe. I believe. It is my faith. I will not cast out my faith. My faith is my shield. Okay, yeah. Your faith is the shield, shielding you from knowledge, shielding you from factual truth. You have to trash that faith and begin to follow facts wherever facts lead. Okay. So, when I'm thinking about my people, every end of the year, you see my people traveling home to celebrate Christmas or celebrate some festivals. And in those celebrations, they seem to be intimidating one another with what they have to display, what they have to share. You know, they have their wife, they have their husband, they have their children, they have their cars, they have their houses. You know, they have many things they share with, you know, I mean, they show off with. Bragging they have it. Maybe you don't have it. Or painting themselves as people that are better or that are blessed, especially when they claim that it is God, it is the blessings of God. So they see their car, their children, other things they have achieved or acquired as the blessings of God, blessings of Jesus, blessings of heaven. So indirectly, they intimidate those who don't have those things to begin to see themselves as not favored by God, you know, to be pitied. So instead of them to live their life, they're now living a life of confusion, a life of misery. They are no longer themselves. Then some people also motivate them to go into trying to make money by all means, no matter what it takes. They just want to make money. They can do anything. It sees some of them doing money rituals, you know, to make money. To next December, I will show my people. But that's why I titled this about that. Those people that show you all those things last December in your village, those people that intimidated you, what are they doing now? What are they doing? Some of them already started saving money again. They are saving that money against the end of the year, so they will come and display again. Then what are you learning from them? You need to be learning in all your experience. Whatever experience you have, learn from it. Not learning obedient, but learning knowledge, you know, learning lessons they are teaching you to show you that although they claim that it is God that is blessing them, they are the one working for it, not any God. It's not a gift. Whatever you work for is not a gift. Whatever you work for is not a blessing of God. It's not a blessing of any man. If you labor for it, if it was not handed to you by that God or by that man or by that woman, it's not a gift. If you labored for it, if you earn it, it is not a gift. Your life is not a gift of God. Your car is not a gift of God. Your money is not a gift of God. You hear that lion prophet, Prophet Fufui, Jeremiah Fufui, foolish Jeremiah, foolish prophet. He was displaying his cars and saying the God that gives car. And you see majority of our people believing that there is God that gives car. Think about it. The God that can give you a car instead of God making car, or at least making you to be making cars, but it can give you a car made by someone else. That God is useless to you. You don't need that God. You don't need to believe in that God. You don't need to worship that God. You say you receive that car in Jesus' name. That's stupidity. Which Jesus are you talking about? Where is Jesus? Why you and your people are suffering? Other people manage to make that car. Even sometimes it is a used car. A car that somebody else already used. Second-hand car. Used car. That's what you call it, saying that you receive it in the name of Jesus. Or God bless you with. And you see them, they go to church for dedication and all that. But what I'm saying is this. There is no God giving you anything. I'm calling you to start telling yourself the honest truth. Think. Don't just believe it. go beyond believing. Think for yourself. Use your brain. How can you labor? After laboring, you said it is by God's strength or by God's grace or God's blessing or God's favor. No. At least learn from Chinese people. If you don't want to learn from yourself, if you don't want to learn from your circumstance or from your condition or from your experience, then learn from Chinese people. They don't believe in your God. They don't believe in your Jesus. Yet they are making the things you are using to worship your God and Jesus. They are smarter than you. They are headed than you. They are better than you. Oh, but you encourage yourself or you deceive yourself by saying, no, but they will go to hell. I will go to heaven. So if they will go to hell and you go to heaven, then you don't need to use any of their things. If you think you will not end up in the same place with them, why are you using the same thing with them? But it's that stupidity that religion taught you. You think that people you came from one place with, you will not be the same place with them after you die. Just like you and your siblings, all of you came from the same parents, but now belief has made you believe that, or taught you that some of you that believe certain things will go to heaven, others will go to hell. The same way all of you came through their parents in this world, is the same way all of you will end in the earth, our eternal home. So the people that drive you or drove you crazy, the people that made you think that your life is worthless because you didn't have what they have to display last December. This is February. Go and check for them and see how they are suffering. Some of them are squatting with somebody wherever they are living. They are squatting with somebody. Some of them are living just in a room they share with people, not like self-contained you have. But these people, after all this, they will cover it up. They will mask it with, it is God. It is by the grace of God. And because you are ignorant, because you lack knowledge, because you don't even know yourself and you don't understand life and how things work, you believe in miracles. That's why you think they are better than you. They are doing better than you. You see some of you still competing. The reason why you go back to school is you want to make money and be like that person. You want to be like that person. You want to be like that person. You end up putting yourself in debt. You end up putting yourself in depression. You end up stressing yourself out because of competition and comparison. You are comparing yourself with them. What are they doing now? Do you think they are praying and believing that God and waiting for God to bless them? Do you think they are patiently waiting to inherit the promise of God? They are not. That thing they call the blessing of God is the fruit of their labor. It's out of their sweat. They sweat to get it. It's natural. It's not because any God says so. It's not because it is written in any book. I was sharing with somebody from, in Impulse a few minutes ago. So she said there are some, wise words in the Bible. I say no. The reason why you call them wise words is because you don't know where the one they copied it from. If you know where they copied those words from, and see how they tampered with it, you will no longer call it wise words. You will know that they are lying words. What you call wisdom in the Bible are lies. What you call wisdom in the Quran are lies. What you call wisdom in Torah are lies. They were stolen from ancient texts, plagiarized, tampered with. They put it the way they want it. And put it there. Remove certain things, add certain things and bring it, say that this is the word, the wisdom of God. No. Yeah, they tell you there's a wisdom from above, there's wisdom from, there's earthly wisdom. And some go on to say there is spiritual, where there's a demonic wisdom. That's bullshit they're saying. That's bullshit they're doing. But wisdom is doing what you know. That's all wisdom is. There's no such thing as spiritual wisdom. There's no such thing as heavenly wisdom. There's no such thing as godly wisdom. Wisdom is somebody doing what they know. They know how to do it, they know when to do it, and they do it. That's wisdom. It's not a gift. God gave us nothing. God does nothing for us. Anyone that is telling you that God has given them anything, or God can give you anything, or God has done anything for them, or God can do anything for you, that person is lying to you. They are not telling you the truth. And you should learn better with your suffering, with what you are suffering. See, some of you are looking for a job. Some of you are working. So if you are looking for a job and you are working, what is your God doing? Watching you. Then when you succeed, your success becomes his blessing. You are looking for a job. Now when you get it, you will say, it is God that gave it to me. Somebody come to congratulate you for getting that job. You say, yes, so my sister, my brother, it was a miracle. Thank God I get that job. But many of us apply. I'm one of the people choosing. The God you are thanking for did not give you the job. Your qualifications and whoever employed you or hired you gave you the job. It's not any God. And if your God is real, why will you need a job? If your God is real, why will you be working under somebody else? If your God is real, why are you working in a company? Why can't your God supply all your needs according to his riches in glory? The children of very rich man can never work under someone else. Their children, the grown children, adult children of a very rich man will never work in another man's company for any reason. But you see even anointed children of God working as doctors, working as engineers, working in another people's company, under the authority of government. They tell them God is the one that appointed us in that bullshit. If your God is real, you wouldn't need a job. Just as you are real and your little children never need or needed a job. You were supplying their need. Their children, their little children don't know how you labor to provide for them. All they know, in time of need, you have to provide. And if you're living like in a place in America, if you don't provide for your children, the government will take those children away from you. To show you, children are not from God. And you are responsible for their well-being. But if you cannot do it to avoid creating public nuisance, then they take the children away from you, say you are not capable or you are not able to take care of them. Yet our people, seeing all these things, they still blinded by faith, blinded by hope, blinded by love to say there is God, or it is by God's strength, or by the Lord's making. That's how or why we make it. Think, my people. Everybody is laboring to live. That's a natural thing to do. There is no such thing as miracle. Another thing I found out is people trying to define things to mean what they believe in. That's another thing I see people are struggling with. Like when you said there is no God, Some people try to tell you, no, there is God. God is energy. God is your bread. God is that. God is this. No. The fact is this. There is no God. It doesn't matter how you define it. God is useless. God is non-existent. God does not exist. Some will say, oh no, man is God. You know, man is God, woman is goddess. I used to believe and preach that nonsense also. But if you can relax, look at yourself and what they call God, you find out that man and woman are greater and above God and goddess. God is white man's product for control. Just as they also created money. That's why they tell you, you cannot serve God and the money. To divide you, Africans, they give you God and they give you money. Tell you you have to choose one, not two of them. And they use it to control us today. Majority of black people, majority of Africans are controlled by God belief or faith in God. A majority of black people, majority of Africans are also controlled by money. Currently, most Africans are controlled by money, even in God. Although they tell them they cannot serve God and money, they are managing both of them. That they are serving God and the money. Because Bible is what is written, you know, for control also. So whatever, however you interpret it, so long you are using it, it's okay. White people are not, they don't have problem. They are not worried about black people, you know, doing anything in the name of God or Jesus. They are not worried, or for money. They are not worried. Because so long you are chasing these two things, either God or money, you will never fight for your freedom. Never. You will never. Black people, so long we cherish God or money, we will never be free. Because we'll be doing everything to please that God or get that money, except our freedom. And since you can make money in slavery, no problem. Hey, let me make my money. I have this, I have that. I have the things I want. I'm comfortable in this chain. As I said earlier, the video I made earlier, you know, breaking the chains. That's one of the chains. We are slaves. We are in slavery. Yeah, in slavery, you can worship God. In slavery, you can make money, but you cannot have freedom. You have to wake up, destroy those chains, and free yourself, and live your life humanly. So our people will try to define something to mean what we believe, instead of calling them what they are. The same way when they give us love also. You see how we're struggling with love something? Oh, love is this, love. No, love is of God. God is love, period. Love is evil, just as God is evil. No matter how you try to defend it or try to change it, no, this person is the love of my life. That is the bullshit they taught you. The same way they taught you God is the creator of your life. So no matter how you try to define it, I will ask you to call things what they are. Not because majority of people believe in it or saying it, then you should continue or you must do the same. No. Grow up. Wake up. Trash their trash. Especially you Africans, know your truth. If you don't know your truth, you'll be falling for all this nonsense they display to make life miserable for you or to confuse you. I see when they display people or all these native doctors that are making people make money, you see how loyal people are to them. I say, see, my people, my people. Even those that say they are awakened or they are woke, they are falling for that because they can see it. I can see that. I want that also. See the guy that built a big house in my village, and they say people were traveling to go look at it, to go see it. Look at something our people derive joy doing, and they see it as blessing of God. They say the man built heaven on earth. Heaven does not exist. Everything built, every house built is built by man, not any God. Yet they convince you or they confuse you to believe, yeah, it is God. God did this or God did that. God has done nothing for anyone. But those people that claim to you that God blessed them or God did anything for them, where are they now? What are they doing now? Tell yourself the truth. If you see how they are suffering, some of them from week to week, they don't wear even nice clothes because of the type of work they're doing. But after all that, they gather all the money they made. Then at the end of the day, they come displaying it to intimidate you in your village, to intimidate you. Then you think life is meaningless. Some of them are already dead, died. But you won't hear that one. They won't tell you that testimony. They won't show you that one. They will only show you things to encourage themselves in their lives and make you maybe feel you have to be like them. No, trash them. And all the stuff that is playing, those things does not make somebody. What makes you is the life you are living. The quality life you are living. How are you living? I'm calling you and encouraging you to live your life. Live humanly. It is possible. Our condition is not permanent, and we have the will and the power to change them, to make things happen. I see you making things happen for you. God